third grade literacy rates are used to predict the amount of jail cells that will be needed in the future. A high school dropout will earn $250,000 less than a high school graduate over their lifetime. Beyond our own experience, learning more about this societal issue has inspired us to do something that will make a change. I'm Amanda. This is James, Jacqueline, and Zachary. We're Onward Packs, and I'd like to tell you about how we make that change. We target the 14.4 million college students who purchase over 3 million backpacks annually. Now, what makes us unique is that when you purchase a product from Onward Packs, we give an item of your choice to a school in need. Specifically, we have 3 categories of giving: sports, arts, and books. When a customer makes their category choice, we purchase the corresponding tangible item through our corporate partnerships at a deep discount. These items are then given towards our adopted Onward school and, in turn, enrich the educational experience of an elementary student. We've chosen to structure this business as a for-profit social enterprise for sustainability reasons and because we found that our customers value this model also. When asked, 60% of consumers indicated that they would switch, promote, and recommend a brand that backs a social good as opposed to one that does not. Furthermore, 64% of consumers indicated that it's no longer good enough for a business to simply give money towards good causes. Rather, they want social purpose integrated into every aspect of that business. Now, there are firms already using this model for what they're passionate about. At Onward Packs, we're passionate about education. 40 years ago, my mom graduated in the United States, the #1 ranked country in the world for high school graduation rates. My peers and I, we've graduated from the 19th ranked country. And the thing is that we know it. It's obvious to us that the education system here is not what it used to be. Now, there are a lot of vehicles we could have used to accomplish the social goods that we have. And we've chosen backpacks. Backpacks are a common thread between students. Whether you're a kindergartner or a college senior, the majority of students use backpacks every day. Also, it's an iconic image for our social cause of education. And third, in talking to college students, we found that the majority of them carry the most valuable things that they own in their backpack at any given day. So it makes sense that they would want a backpack that backs something that they care about, and also that they'd be willing to pay more money for one of high quality.
Now, when we look at the overall industry for the backpack market, we do know it is worth over $700 million. However, we are going to be specifically targeting the school backpack segment, which we know is worth $310 million. Within this segment, there are some well-known players and major brands that I'm sure many college students know: JanSport, the North Face, Eastpak, all of which are actually under the VF Corporation, which owns 51% of this school backpack market share. Now, we are going to be targeting the 14.4 million college students, and 20% of which we know purchase a backpack every year, ranging anywhere from $40 to $90. Now, this is our first product, the Onward Pack. It is a backpack based on customer-driven design. So what we did is we talked to the 14.4 million college students, my peers, in the forms of focus groups and surveys, 500 surveys nationwide of our target customers. And what we found in our discussions was that they wanted a product that was durable, functional, and simple in design. That's what helped us narrow down these key features you see behind me. Now, our survey did help with the pricing points as well, a $78 retail margin, and we are going to be narrowing on these key features you see behind me. The focus of having a customer-driven design was that we wanted something that would be able to stand alone on the marketplace. So regardless of our business model, students would be wanting to purchase our backpack based off its features. Now, as Amanda mentioned before, one of the things that makes our business model truly unique is that we give options to our customers as to how they can give. So what you see behind me are Onward branded marks. They can be placed anywhere on our lapels or on a backpack. And these represent the areas of giving that a customer chooses. Now, in order for us to determine these 3 areas of giving, we talked directly to the teachers in Arizona. And through in-depth surveys, as well as in-depth interviews, as well as surveying over 200 nationwide, we found that it was extracurriculars such as sports and arts that kept students most engaged in school. However, these are often the first to be cut due to lack of funding or budget cuts. Now, when someone purchases a backpack, they will be, a mark will be available upon purchase, but they will also be available for purchase separately. Now, we are going to be targeting low socioeconomic schools. These are going to be our Onward schools, our adopted schools, which where we give all of our items towards. So when we determine the Onward school, we're going to be targeting schools in low socioeconomic areas, specifically in regions and districts that have a high percentage of students on free or reduced lunch rates. Furthermore, we're going to be working with the administration and district itself, so we do want their support as we move forward, because we want to create a long-term, lasting relationship where we can really customize our giving and allow our customers to really make their mark.
In terms of marketing, year one is going to center along onwardpacks.com, which is at this point a landing site where we are collecting intentions to purchase our packs. However, we are working with a graphic and web designer to create a very rich and robust website that features student and teacher testimonials, more information about Onward Packs, and also footage of our first Impact Days, which is where we take our items purchased through our corporate partners, give them to our Onward schools in behalf of our customers who have purchased our pack. Now, for our target market, 10% a year is the increase that we are seeing in terms of online purchases. So as such, we do have a fully functional Facebook page and a Twitter page as well, both of which are low cost and cost-efficient ways very quickly to reach our target market and push them towards onwardpacks.com specifically. Now for marketing, we are also going to be utilizing two other advertising strategies, the first being peer-to-peer selling and the second being on-campus events. Peer-to-peer selling utilizes brand ambassadors in order to create a word-of-mouth campaign on campuses. Now, a brand ambassador is an opinion leader on their campuses who are just as passionate about education as we are. We're going to be giving them a pack and also marketing materials that they can disperse upon their campuses, build some buzz, and also awareness of Onward Packs. 3 of us have been brand ambassadors, James, myself, and Zachary. So as such, we're very confident in this program that we are creating for them. Second is on-campus events. These are mall events and also bookstore trunk shows, which is an opportunity for us to team up with the bookstore, create an event within one where customers can see, touch our backpacks, learn a little bit more about what it is that we do, and learn about Onward Packs. So Amanda does have expertise in event planning, and we're going to be using her specifically for those events. Both of these methods are proven in our target market for gaining awareness. Now, we've told you about the strategies, the pack, and the marketing, but what we'd like to remind you is that our #1 priority is education. As such, we've created Onward values that we know are going to make this work and help us in aiding education. The first is community. What we found through our research is that our target market loves the opportunity to be able to do good. They like the chance to be recognized for doing that good, and they also like the chance to recognize others for doing the same. We are confident that with our social good and our unique backpack, that we'll be able to create an opportunity for community around and for Onward Packs. Second is choice, and this is how we're going to differentiate ourselves within the for-profit social enterprise market and also the backpack market. You know, education is something that is deeply personal, and what I value most may be different than what you value most. So we're giving our customers the choice between sports, the arts, and books so that they can choose how they make their impact. Third is change. And this really has to do with our corporate partnerships and also our Onward schools. You know, our corporate partners are giving us a really unique opportunity. Our favorite is Scholastic Books. They are giving us 60 to 80% off as a business in terms of their class sets of books, meaning that with one backpack purchase, we can buy 15 to 20 books for a class who has none. That's impact. That's change. And through leveraging our customers' dollars, we can make a real difference for education.
Now we're going to use those Onward values in our first year of operations. We're calling our Arizona feasibility test. We'll be focusing on Arizona University, Arizona State University, University of Arizona, and Northern Arizona University. Between these 3 campuses, there's about 100,000 undergraduates, and as Zach had already mentioned, about 20% will purchase a backpack next year. Now, based on Jack's marketing strategy that she outlined, we feel confident that we'll be able to reach about 1 in 5 of those students. Now, also on that survey that we sent out to 500 college students, after heavy discounting, we found that about 1 in 4 will purchase our backpack, giving us a target of 1,000 backpacks sold in our first year. Now, this is where we're going to be selling our backpacks. The 3 campuses in Arizona, as well as onwardpacks.com, and you'll also notice Costco Wholesale's up there. I've worked at Costco Wholesale for the past 4 years and have great relationships with management in Tucson and Phoenix. They've given us verbal agreements to carry our product in their warehouses in our first year. Now, as we expand in years 2, 3, 4, and 5, we'll begin our nationwide scale. In year 3, our target is to get into Target, and so we can sell our products in their stores. Now, to put dates to this, in June we'll be launching with our backpacks in Marks, and begin to create other products that college students love, like totes and messenger bags. Then we'll begin our nationwide stretch in years 2 through 5. So by the end of year 5, we're known as the education brand, where we could sell almost any type of product that gives to what we are most passionate about, education. Now, this is a look at our operations, looking at by employee, by department. And so in our first year, let's look at that. So in sales and marketing, we're going to have Jack and Zach taking care of that for us, while in HR and management will be taken care of by Amanda, and operations and finance by myself. As we add more players to our team, our goal is by year 4 and 5 to have $150,000 to $160,000 of revenue per employee, which is in line with our backpack industry. Furthermore, on this slide, we've included brand ambassadors. They're not someone that we're going to be paying a wage, so they're not necessarily part of our employee side, but they're definitely an important part of our team, so we've included them here. Looking at our revenue, in our first year, we're targeting that 100,000 students that we had mentioned earlier, and from that, we'll garner $81,000 of revenue, as you'll notice, mostly from backpacks. As we expand in years 2 through 5, by year 5, we'll be targeting around 10 million college students, which will get us $15.4 million of revenue from a range of different products. Finally, we want to be in line with the industry, 25% from online sales and about 75% from retail sales. Looking at our expenses, something that jumps out to us that's different from any other company is our impact line. And that's the money that we're sending through our corporate partners to buy the tangible items at the deep discounts to be able to give to our Onward schools. If you add year 1 through 5, it's a little bit over $6 million. If you run that through our corporate partners, that's around $24 million of impact. But how do you put a price on maybe impacting even just one student to stay in school, to go to college, and to better himself? So while we're very proud of $24 million of impact, it's hard for us to put a real value on that. Now, also, we want to be in line with the industry as well, 40 to 45% gross margins and about 10% net. Now, it's always going to require money for us to get off the ground. We're going to need about $150,000. Now, also, our pre-money is $250,000, which we've validated through a range of different methods, as well as conversations with actual investors. Finally, we'll need a round 2 of financing for that expansion that I talked about. But based on our Arizona feasibility test, we'll know how much money we're going to really need.
We have already begun to validate this concept by selling our marks at both the University of Arizona campus and at a local high school. The price point for these were $5, which is a premium price for a very ordinary object, but our consumers paid this because they knew it directly translated towards an item that was given towards a school. After covering our costs, we raised over $800, which translated to $2,400 worth of items that we were able to give to our school. I'd like to show you now a video of our first Impact Day. This is where we hung out with the students, gave them these supplies, and saw what a difference they really made.
Onward Packs is a different type of company. When you buy a product from us, we give tangible items to schools that need it most in your name. We are so excited to have our first Impact Day at Picture Rocks Intermediate School to give them art supplies, sports equipment, and musical instruments. This is all possible because of our customers who wanted to make their mark. Make your mark.
Title I schools, we have a higher number of students who qualify for free and reduced lunches, and so those students may not have as many resources as students at some of our other schools, and so this partnership is really going to be a great benefit to Picture Rocks.
It's very important to us that we're able to meet all needs of students, not only academic needs, but the arts, music, sports, because for some of our students, music, art, or sports are the reason that they're excited about school.
Are you guys excited? Yeah! Is this going to be stellar? So I think what would be really nice right now is if we get a really loud cheer to Mountain View and U of A. So let's give a cheer to the Wildcats right now. Those are the students that are responsible for all the stuff that you see up here. This isn't even all of it.
As a teacher, there's a lot of times that I have to pull money out of my pocket to go buy sports equipment for our classrooms, and it just really is important to me. It's a service to our community and to this great country that a group like this would come together and donate supplies to us and just help us out, and you wouldn't believe the quality and the improvement that I've seen just with the kids.
A heartfelt thanks to everyone who supports Onward Packs so that they can support us.
Thank you, Onward Packs! Thank you, Onward Packs!
Are there any questions?
determine where you're going to manufacture the backpacks and how they will connect to the great values you guys have espoused?
Excellent question. So we're going to be manufacturing them in China. And so the reason we're doing it there is 99% of backpacks sold in the United States right now are made in China. That's where the materials are sourced, and that's where the labor is the most experienced even, beyond that. We have partnered with manufacturers. We have 3 we're working with right now to make our bags. All 3 are top-notch. We have independent audits from them to make sure there's no child labor, making sure that the values that we care about are still being cared about where we make our bags. Also, on our board of advisories is Jennifer Wyman, who's worked with manufacturing bags over the last 10 years for companies like Samsonite and Gemline. And so we're working with that manufacturer who makes bags for those companies.
There's a lot of feel good, and it's good, it's right, you did a great job presenting, but what is the risk that keeps you up at night that you worry about? Because there are a lot of pieces, moving pieces here, logistics and the manufacturing, and so what keeps you up at night?
I think probably the biggest thing is we know that college students are just as passionate about this as we are, because as you saw, we've done extensive research into this, a lot of primary research into talking to students, not just on our campus, but across the nation. And so we know that they're aware of the issue as we are, and we know that we can pull on those heartstrings, and that people care and they want to do something that makes a difference. So I think the biggest risk that we see is that we're not going to be able to accomplish as much as we hope to. We know that we can in Arizona, and we know that our partnerships are going to allow us to do big things, but we really need the support of our peers and of our generation. And so it is that action piece of actually reaching for the wallet and going for it. And thankfully, we feel like we've mitigated that in a lot of the validation we've done. So I would say that we definitely worried more about that in the beginning. And as this has kind of carried through, we feel really confident in our peers that they're going to get behind us in this. But ultimately, we're really passionate about this, so we want to do something that makes a change.
Early in your presentation, you made a couple of comments about the decline of education and that being kind of what's driving your passion. Do you have a personal connection? Can you go back to kind of the origin of this project for you and how you think about that?
Sure. The concept was really created. We were driving from my hometown back to Tucson. I'm from Stafford, Arizona, which is a very, very small town. And we were thinking about what can we do in this life to make a difference? What can we do with our business school experience, with our entrepreneurship degree, that's going to make a change? And we're both in entrepreneurship. All 4 of us are products of public education. And we said, you know what here in the States needs our help that we can actually conceivably make a difference within. And really what we came up with is our youth, our education. These are the people who are going to be running this nation in the next 20 years. And like Amanda said, right now we're 19th in terms of graduation rates. We were number 1 40 years ago. So that's really what it came down to, is what is the thing that we need to fix most for our future? Because we feel like, to a degree, we're the future too. We're pretty young still at this point. So what can we do that we feel connected to, that we can make tomorrow better? And that's really how Onward Packs came to be.
I think somebody referenced that 3 of you have served as brand ambassadors with different companies. Can you talk about the lessons learned from those experiences and how you'll make the brand ambassadors have a great experience and make a big impact with this business?
Sure.
Yeah, I did brand ambassadorship for Wolfgang Puck Iced Coffee. I'm sure you guys all know Wolfgang Puck is a very well-known brand and chef. And the key takeaways I got from that was really how to market a product using word of mouth. It's not something that is for everyone, so that's one of the things I learned in my experience was how to recruit the perfect brand ambassador. Someone that's an opinion leader on campus, meaning they may be student body president or president of their fraternity or involved in various clubs. That way I know they're involved and they can reach out to multiple groups, but also someone that's outgoing. That's something else we learned that we need to recruit. We can't just have someone that's going to be quiet and not be spreading the word of Onward Packs. Beyond that, we learned how to manage them. I had a brand ambassador team of 10 across the state of Arizona, and it was a learning process at the beginning, but we feel that we've pulled enough information that we can manage a brand ambassador team across the nation to help with the Onward Pack message.
And I have to tell you just one last thing. Brand ambassadors are the new thing. I mean, this is a portion that you can stick on your resume that is so impressive to companies, and huge companies are using them. So we're really excited to be one of those, that can utilize those students. It's fabulous.
So, I guess you're be graduated in a few years, but 4 or 5 years from now, this has gone on. You're out doing something else, pursuing your life. You've somehow transferred this enthusiasm down to people who will follow you, because college people do graduate, right? So you got to have some sort of system culture. So what will the New York Times say, or the Phoenix Sentinel, or whatever, about what this has done? What would you like that headline to read?
I think the biggest thing is students helping students. That common thread is really what we want to capitalize on. I think we're in a time that might be unprecedented in a lot of ways in terms of philanthropy and in terms of trying to help your neighbor. And while we are all very passionate about causes abroad and we recognize the huge need that exists outside of the U.S., we really want to capture some of that passion too and make sure that we're taking care of some of the issues that we feel we've let slide. So the big thing is students helping students, lending that helping hand down, not just across the seas, not just to your best friend who's your same ethnicity and your same age, but lending that forward to the next generation students, helping students.
I have one follow-up question. So frequently in these kinds of programs that are passed on like that, you want measures that show that it's working so you can recruit the next generation. What measures will you be tracking to know that this is working?
So some of the measures that we're taking, so part of it too is we want to be able to see, one of the biggest things is the graduation rates, right? We're 19th. And so what we found is when we were talking to teachers is that these extracurriculars will keep kids in school, keep them engaged, keep them wanting to come back to school. I know that was kind of true for me. I'm pretty nerdy, and what kept me in school was I loved playing sports. I was also in the yearbook staff, and that's why I went to school. It wasn't for math, reading, and science, right? And so being able to keep students in school is important. And so that's our number one, 5-year long-term look. But that's really the unique part of our Onward schools is that we're able to partner with these schools. We have relationships with Picture Rocks. We went back 2 or 3 weeks after we went and dropped all the stuff off and said, how did it help? And we're learning, and we're finding ways that we can give back and customize our giving to these individual schools that need the help the most. And so it's through those Onward schools that we're able to have those kind of metrics of what's working, what's not, what can we do better next time when we come back as we have students buying our packs.
One of the things that we see with things that are related to fashion is that they could become fads. And so what's the risk here that a cool backpack in a couple of years as an idea is really not sustainable? What's next? I heard you talk about other accessories or things that you could sell. The other question is, does this ultimately belong just to students? So, business people are carrying backpacks now, right? And that's, you've got another 400, 50 or 60% of the market is buying backpacks. So do you plan on expanding outside of the student realm?
Jack and I will tackle that answer. The first part of your question, how do we know this isn't going to be a fad? One of the things that we used to mitigate this risk was our primary research. So we wanted something that would be able to stand alone on the marketplace regardless of our business model. So we really sought to design a product with the key features that college students need and that desire right now. So we feel that we've designed that product, and in the future we are hoping to expand our product line into tote bags, messenger bags, laptop sleeves, things of that nature to reach different markets. But everything is going to be focused on customer-driven design to make sure that it isn't just about the business model, but it is providing a functional need as well.
And to tackle your second question specifically too, we do have a secondary and tertiary market of high school students and also parents and older adults, because we do know that just because you're a college student, some of the people here in the audience have kids, and this may be something that they are just as passionate about as well. So there's definitely our tertiary market that we do plan on marketing to as well. And like Zach was saying, in terms of hedging that risk, we're going to have products like briefcases. We're going to have products like computer bags, things that the older generation is going to be more interested in than a backpack. So we definitely want to reach out to everybody beyond college students, because we think this is, again, something about everybody's future that affects everybody.
Judges,
so definitely.
about 30 seconds.
Quick. All right. So quick question about kind of the culture of the team here. Mm-hmm. What are the most interesting and enjoyable aspects of working together, and what are the most challenging
brainstorming sessions.
Yeah, we're highly creative, but we're also highly practical. And that gets mixed up between people on the team. So we have some big ideas, and then trying to make those practical is kind of the frustrating part sometimes.
Please join me in thanking you.